Peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and blessings. It is Sasha Campbell-Garbutt, your health and personal freedom coach, aka the Gangster of Transformation. Here we are. If you look up above me, the skies are absolutely blue. And that's a beautiful thing because I have a confession to make, and I think you guys do too. I have spent a lot of time being judgmental. I'm being honest. I'm putting my hands up. I have judged people because, for instance, people still wore relaxer in their hair and I went natural. How could people not be so conscious to put chemicals in their head? And I subconsciously thought that I was better than them because I stopped using the creamy crack. Or I stopped eating meat, and how could people be so savage and eat a bunch of meat? And subconsciously, I thought that I was better than them. Now, I want you guys to put your hands up. Throw up some hands. How judgmental have you been? Oh my gosh, look at that person. They're so out of shape and there are all these meds. And they want to complain and whine and they keep doing the same thing and get themselves stuck. I'm clearly better than them because I'm slim and I'm all this stuff that the world likes. And over the years, my judgment has tipped over, and my scales, look at my hands as the scales. This is light as a feather. This is my judgment. And the more I put judgment on people, I am no longer light as a feather. My judgment is all in here and it's heavy. And my scale of judgment has tipped over. I am one of 7.7 billion people on this planet. And each and every one of us, our scales of judgment have tippeth over, and now they pour onto the streets. Now, everywhere we step, we are covered with judgment. And you wonder why. We're in quarantine. Isn't it a beautiful thing that the Most High loves us so much that He doesn't want us to step on our pool of judgment? He wants us to reflect on what we are judging. We're judging people because they're at a different place and at a different time and have a different viewpoint based on external environment, based on internal environment, based on education, based on religion. And each of every one of those differences and those judgments that we have put on people have us all quarantined right now so we do not step in that judgment. So the question is for you, when we are out of this quarantine and we are back out in freedom, touching and hugging on, loving one another, are we going to judge them for how they come out of quarantine? Now, I do suggest you guys use this time to reflect, to see those shadows, to face them because they're not going anywhere. So you might as well make them light as a feather. You might as well make your shadow light as a feather. So the question is for all of us, what are we going to do in this seemingly dark time to clear out the justice so the virus called judgment is no longer there and we're no longer stepping in it? This is time to reflect. This is a very challenging time. A lot of us do not know what to do. We are afraid of change. And so we're saying we want business as usual. And you don't understand, we do not want business as usual. Because if we get business as usual, we will be quarantined. We are destined to be quarantined if we are spilling on the ground of judgment. We must change our view. We must align ourselves. We must see people for where they are in their experiences. You see, all of this is going on the outside because we've judged ourselves against what somebody else said is supposed to be right. And that is no longer, because money, class, and creed is not stopping anyone from being in judgment and not stopping anyone from being in quarantine. So we have to make the playing field different when we come out, you guys. Judgment has got to go. We cannot feed and we cannot pollute the streets anymore. So I challenge each and every one of you guys, if you don't know where to go in the midst of all this, if you're afraid of the change, if you're afraid of something being different than business as usual, I encourage you to join my online coaching group. Please join Conquering the Corona. The Corona means your crown. All the thoughts that are keeping you stuck, we will be sifting through them. We will be talking about ways to lay a good foundation, plant seed in fertile soil. Because remember, the judgment is off the ground now. We have the opportunity to plant seed. So I encourage each and every one of you guys to DM me. We're going to get your health right. We're going to get your spirit right. We're going to get your mind right. This is the time to be active, not the time to cast judgment. I love each and every every one of you guys, and I'm letting you know that as you were born, so was the solution. Join me in conquering the corona. Like and share this video. Remember, I call myself the Gangster Transformation, and I called myself that before all this was going on, which is letting you know that it's a divine call. We all have to be gangster in our transformation right now, because it will not be business as usual when all this is said and done. Remember, we want to balance the scales right now. We're not tipping over in judgment. We're balancing in love, peace, and infinite blessings. See ya.